back. I'm back. Radio. Right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey guys. So if you're out there, shoot me a comment. I'm just setting up some of my links. And you won't be able to see me today. I haven't quite gotten all of my setup done. But I do have my tarot part done, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm pretty stoked with that. I'll try and keep up with the chat as much as I possibly can, and hopefully I have got everything at least basically set up for here. So, hi Joa, how are you going, darling? How are you going? So, we will be ask your questions in the chat. Like I said, I've just moved interstate, so I've just moved from South Australia to Victoria, and oh my gosh, we have got so much stuff. We've got so much stuff. Hi Crystal, how you going? How you going? Yeah, I've just moved interstate, and then I had another death in the family, and just all this stuff has just gone wrong lately, just gone to shit. So I have at least set up the downward camera to do some readings. I haven't set up the other camera yet, but I will get around to it. But this is the most important part. This is the most important part, okay? So, absolutely, Joa. Let's find out some information about your online business, okay, darling? Absolutely, absolutely. So I don't know where my usual setup is, you know, to make all this look pretty, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. That's the best thing about tarot readings and things like that, is that you can do it on the fly. So, Crystal, how is the new place? It's really hot. It's really hot. It's a two-story place, and downstairs they've got a massive air conditioner, and all the bedrooms are upstairs, and there's no air conditioning up here, so it's really hot up here. Oh, Iowa lifted the mask mandate. Good. You must be getting that virus under control. So Sonia, absolutely, we'll get to you, darling. We'll get to you, darling. Absolutely. Now, I will apologise in advance to anybody who is on Facebook. If you get somebody who is a spammer or inboxing you going, get a real reading here, or any rubbish like that, then please, by all means, make sure you flag the comment or something along those lines, or delete the comment, because there are a lot of bots out there that tap into videos like mine, and those bots then redirect to other websites that are usually not very safe, and that's where you can get your spam from, unfortunately. So yeah, I will try and keep up with the chat as best as I can today with my very basic setup. Crystal, oh, you're the third worst state and they're lifting the mask mandate. Really? Oh gosh. I'm in Ballarat, and 1 hour away is Melbourne, and Melbourne just got a couple of cases, and we just bang went straight into wearing masks, even if indoors. So yeah. Right, so Joa, let's get to you, darling, about your online business. Let's find out some information for you, honey. Yeah, my girlfriend was talking yesterday about how she can't go to the tennis in Melbourne, and oh, I just got furious at her. I said, get fucking over it. I said, people are sick, people are dying, and you're worried about whether you can go and watch a game. Like, you know what? Get your head out of your ass and, you know, understand that people are sick, and this is something for the greater good. So, yeah. Okay, Joel, let's find out some of your online business stuff. What's going on here? Oh, interesting. interesting. Oh, so you're feeling a little bit isolated with your online business at the moment, like it's not as successful as you were hoping to be. And I will fix up my camera, by the time I come back next time. So at the moment, it feels like that you've put in all of this effort at the moment, and there's just been not the rewards that you were seeking. But the thing is, when it comes to reward, it's not always just about financial reward. It can be knowledge rewards, it can be education rewards, it can be rewards that we don't even realize that are different. All rewards come in different shapes and forms. So just be patient, okay? Just be patient. As we can see, we have the Four of Cups here, and it's like someone is going, oh, I'm not being rewarded, but they're so focused on that one little cup that they've forgotten that they've accumulated the other three cups, okay? So if you're feeling a bit defeated at the moment, that's completely natural. But when it comes to down to the crux of it, here we have some books and some scrolls going on here. And that usually means that you need some more knowledge about what it is that you're doing. So we can always learn more, we can always grow more. Now, when we look into the lead up of this, we have the King of Wands and the Six of Cups. Now, the King of Wands talks about you mastering all of those techniques, but now you're getting to that stage where you've got to give. Now, it may sound a bit counterintuitive when it comes to business, but give away stuff, okay? Give away samples, give away freebies, give away sessions or whatever it is that you need to do. But start just giving just that little bit more. Now, you don't give away everything, okay? You don't give away everything, but you just give away something small, something nice, something useful. For some of my students, we work out the niche of their businesses. So I've got one student that does virtual gastric band hypnosis, and all she does is she gives away a recipe. And when she gives away a recipe each week, and in her email funnel, and eventually she turned all of those recipes into a recipe book, and people started buying the book. But she gave away every single recipe that was in that book, but people still wanted to purchase the book. So give away something a little bit more, give away those samples, get yourself out there more, and that's when you'll start to truly shine, okay? Because you've got this, you've got all the skills, you've got all the mindset, but it's just about focusing that you've got these three things and it is good. Don't worry about that fourth one. And that fourth one, yes, I know we all need money. I get that. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the money will just come eventually. Like, keep floating along, okay, Dal? So don't stress so much. Relax. Go with the flow. You will survive 100% of your bad days, okay, honey? I'm just going to play with this light here for a second because it's reflecting on those cards a bit. Oh, look at all the fingerprints on my table at the moment. So Joa, at the moment it's not about the online business as such, it's about your perception towards the online business, okay? Everything can have a really great marketing niche. Look up the guy who sells pool noodles. Can you imagine what it was like for him? So he actually pitched his idea for the pool noodle to many people before somebody actually picked it up. Sometimes, and this is what I tell, oh God, I'm a bit yawning. And this is what I tell my students as well. Sometimes when what we want to pitch and what we want to sell has a particular way in which we must pitch it. And, so I've got one client at the moment and she's over in New Zealand. So one student, and she's got all of these great courses, but every single one of the course has some weird name. And I said to her, I said, I don't read your content. I just, post it like on your webpage the way you asked me to. And the other day I happened to see a little bit of a typo when I was uploading the content, and I realized that one of these courses, so she's got like the energy-based practice, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I uploaded her course for her, helped her out. And then I saw there was a typo and I gave the course description a bit of a read. Now, I don't do a lot of reading, I admit. But then I realized her entire course is all about chakras. And I said to her, you need to use the basic words of chakras rather than energy-based, because energy-based is not something that's going to nab my curiosity. Where if you use a basic word called chakra, then that'll nab my basic curiosity. And she's like, yeah, but I don't want to be common. And I said to her, unfortunately, without the common element, there will be very little growth. So we've changed up some of her marketing for her to chakra stuff, and she's going great guns now because she's attracting the correct market. So yeah, no worries, Joa, no worries. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll up a bit. So I have Zeneb Goha. How you going, darling? Will US man reach out to me? Is that US man or us man? US man? Hi Gianni, how you going? And Christina. So I will do, some of you may see different comments to what I'm seeing, and that's because I'm streaming this on YouTube as well. So let's get to you, Zeneb. What a beautiful name, Zeneb. Gorgeous name. All right, let's find out some about this man. Will they reach out to you? Will they reach out? Interesting line. Okay, so it's not about them reaching out to you, Zeneb, okay? It's not about them reaching out to you. As we can see, we have the Two of Wands here. And the Two of Wands is about a person who is standing in their place and they feel like they only have two decisions. They only have yes or no. But you also have other decisions. You just have to turn around and look at the different scenery. So don't keep your focus just on this one person or this one situation. Don't let it be just them reaching out for you. There are always other options available. It's never just a yes or no scenario in this situation. So you have other options. You actually have the world at your feet when this card comes out. And as we can see, because we have this person that is at the top of the mountain, they're holding a globe in their hand. And that means they have the world at their feet. They don't have to just focus on, I have to do this or I have to do that. There are heaps of other options available, okay? Heaps of other options available. And then we have the Three of Swords here. The Three of Swords is telling us, don't put your heart at risk. It's not worth it. The Three of Swords here is one of those scenarios that, you know, it's actually one of the harshest heart cards, one of the harshest love cards to come out. So it's telling us here, no, we do not want to go there. You have so many other options about this particular person. And trust me, when you come out of this, when you find those other options, that's when the sun will shine and a better, more suited partnership will come along. So Zeneb, when it comes down to it, your decisions are always your own, but you have more than just this one decision, and this person is going to be a heartbreaker. Okay, so wait until the sun shines another day. Find more options. I understand what it's like, you know, I was completely obsessed with my partner years and years ago, and I thought he was the only one, and I was, you know, never going to find anyone as fantastic as him. But there is a difference between a relationship that's based on lust. Now, lust can drive us nuts. It releases chemicals in our brains and thoughts and endeavors, and it makes us do really stupid stuff. But then once that lust shifts to love, that's when we start to become grounded and content and relaxed. So once he left me, I was absolutely devastated. I was heartbroken. And once he left me, I was single for many, many years and kept trying to find someone similar to him. And then the partner that I have now came along, and it's a completely different relationship. Like, you know, he wants to talk about problems, he wants to sort out issues, he's very patient with me when I chuck tantrums and stuff, you know, and it's a two-way street. But I would never expect myself to be in a relationship like that. And I don't know why the universe blessed me with such a wonderful scenario. So Zeneb, this is telling you that this person is not your true seeker, okay? They are not the one as such. It will end up in heartbreak, but you will end up finding that light, okay? You will end up finding that connection, and that connection will have much deeper meaning, because deeper meaning connections are not just between two people. They're also between animals and nature and life, okay? So you will find a better connection somewhere else, but don't think that this is just your only choice, because it's not your only choice, darling. So yeah, so sorry, Osman may not be the one for you, sweetheart. Okay, so let's scroll up a bit. Crystal, no longer have to wear face masks in public. Oh, And you don't have to cap the number of people in establishments. Oh, really? Wow. Well, like I said, we've only got like a couple of cases an hour up the road, and everyone's just gone into masks, masks. So Christina, I'm currently pregnant with twins. Oh, and you don't know the gender yet. I'm curious if you pick up boys, girls, or one of each. Well, let's find out. Christina, do you really want to know this one, darling? Do you really want to know? Let's see what comes out for you, honey. Let's see what comes out. How far pregnant are you along? Like, do you have much longer to wait? No worries, Zenebs, no worries. Hi, Jolly, how you going? And Gianti? I do want to know. Christina, you do want to know. How far along pregnant are you, sweetheart? Oh, it's so hot in this room today. I might have to get a fan going. Ooh. Oops. Throwing cards around here. You're almost 3 months. Okay. Well, here we go. They're girls. Both of them are girls. And one's going to be very feminine and the other one is going to be very masculine. Okay, so you have two little girl bambinos in there, and one is going to be very feminine. So one's going to be like, oh, I don't want my hands dirty and I don't want to do this and I'm a Barbie doll kind of girl. Okay, and the other one's going to be very masculine, like an old soul, very emotionally masculine. So everything's going to be very empathy based. They're going to be affected by this. So when it comes to the masculine, so you've got two little girls here, and when it comes to the masculine one, hang on a second, I think we've got a troll in here. Let's find out. Where are they? Let's find them. So let's just get rid of this troll. Okay, so ban from the stream. Boo to you. Boo to you, you disgusting human. Go away. Delete. Delete. I do apologize for these trolls. They are usually bots. Okay, so thanks for letting me know, guys. So yeah, so you've got two little girls in there, okay, honey? And when it comes to these two little girls, like I said, you're going to have one that's going to be, one little girl's very girly, okay? And she's going to want to use her magic wand, and she's going to be very expressive and, you know, curious and all that sort of stuff, okay? But you're going to have one little girl's going to be a bit masculine, but things are going to affect her, okay? So when it comes to the masculine child, please make sure that you nurture them and you're very, very patient with them, because they will reside into themselves when things are going wrong. So make sure that you, you know, nurture them just a little bit and help them out, because this little girl here, she's amazing. She's just going to go off. She's going to achieve triumph and all that sort of stuff. She still needs your time and your patience and your attention. However, when it comes to the other one, they're going to be like the king of emotions as such. So everything's going to be one extreme to the next. So please be very patient, okay? Because that's just the way they express themselves. That's all it is, okay? So good luck with that, my darling. Good luck with that. You're going to get the extremes when it comes to this new family of yours, okay? You're going to get the extremes. All right, so let me scroll up a bit in the conversation. Okay, so Jayanti, how are you, darling? Tatiana, absolutely. Of course you can ask a question, my love. Of course you can. So, Johnny, when and how will I meet my life partner? Sorry, trying to read the conversation, it's jumping around a bit. So, Gianni, let's have a look for you. Okay, love, let's find out what's going on. So wherever you all are here today, you know, I hope you're having an amazing day or evening. It's going to get to 30 degrees here today, but I am working online with clients all day this Savo and to tonight. So it won't be so bad if I can get the fan running. Oh, it's going to be a hot one today. Well, and that's my new little kitten squeaking in the background, if you heard that one. He doesn't like me shutting the door on him just yet. So, Gianni, let's have a look for you. Oh, ooh. Five of Cups. It doesn't come out very often. So here we have the Five of Cups, and that usually represents that there's been a lot of emotional betrayal. It's like you're constantly trying to balance these emotions. You're high one minute, you're completely shit the next. And see how we have I might see if I can turn this light off. How's this? I don't have my lighting set up yet, so I'm trying to make, no, that's shit. I'm trying to make this work as best as I can. So here we have the Five of Cups, and as you can see, we have a person here, and they've got 2 cups on the tray, but there's 3 cups that are spilt and on the bench. And it's as if they're, you know, they're trying to keep up with this balance of emotions. So one minute they're completely fine, they're balancing the emotions, and then the next the cups are knocked down, everybody's passed out. You know, they're not having fun anymore. But the thing is with the Five of Cups, notice how you've got 5 of Cups here. Okay, but there's more cups in the background, and that means that on an unconscious level that there is other emotions going on that you feel like you can't be in control of, like they're taking you over, and it's like it's what we call a self-destructive path, and nobody ever means that in a negative way. What we're meaning here is that there's things that we're doing unconsciously that we're not aware that we're actually doing. So when it comes down to you, darling, it's about finding that unconscious side of you and start to work out the balance. Anger has a wonderful place inside of our lives, and as much as most of us don't like the anger, or we don't like feeling frustrated, or we don't like feeling sad, it is part of the ebb and flow of life. We cannot have a calm ocean all the time. It does need to crash and get thunderous as well. So for you, love, it's about finding that balance. Now here we can see the Queen of Wands and the Chariot coming out together. When it comes to the Queen of Wands and the Chariot coming out together, it's about you taking charge of these emotions that are coming out. Because as we can see here, we've got a person that's slumped onto the desk because it's just too much for them. That's what it is. So you probably found that previous partners were just, it's like there wasn't a real connection there, like no understanding, nobody wants to talk out problems or anything like that. So when it comes to that, it's about you taking charge of your own emotions and setting yourself free. It is about you starting to go, you know what, I need to work on my physical health, my mental health, and my spiritual health. So once you start all that, that's when this section here, so this section here with no card, this section here will reveal that partner to you. Because at the moment, when the universe is aligning, they're turning to you and going, you know what, this is going to cause you more pain, more heartache, this current path, so it's not worth it. So heal self, and that's when this side, the rest of these cards, will be revealed to you, Dal. So one step at a time. When it comes to your you know, when it comes to yours, darling, at the moment, you're not ready. You're not ready. So if somebody came along, it'd be great at the start, but then you would just clash and self-destruct, and it would be the same old thing all over again. And it's just not worth it, love. So work on yourself, discover your love language, discover your apology language, and that's when you'll have more information that will reveal. Take charge, okay? Take charge and go, you know what? Fuck this, I'm going to sort this shit out, okay? And once you have that all sorted out, that's when you can turn around and you can go, you know what? I can decide who I want my partner to be. When I split up with my ex, or he actually left me, I should say, I went to a thing called the Love Languages, and I thought, what a crock of shit. It actually came free with a course that I was doing at the time, and I thought, what a crock of shit this bloody course is. Like, nobody needs to learn how to love. Love just happens. Well, I tell you what, it just blew my brain to absolute shit. Like, it was amazing. I discovered, like, what my love language was, what my apology language was, where I'd kind of gone wrong in the past. So my ex ended up being, I was I was acts of service and my ex was words of affirmation. And so my ex would tell me I was beautiful and that he loved me and he'd buy me all these gifts and stuff like that. But because that wasn't my love language, I didn't appreciate it enough, so he didn't feel appreciated. Where me, because my love language is acts of service, I would turn around to him and like, you're never doing enough around the house is always dirty, I'm always doing stuff, blah, blah, blah. And as far as he was concerned, what does it matter if the house was a mess, as long as we're enjoying ourselves and having fun. So now that I understand the love languages, like my own love language and the love languages of others, my new partner that I have, his love language is time and words of affirmation. So he's bilingual with his love language. And once once I learnt that I can learn when his love tank is not being filled up as such, and he learns mine, and then that's why we create that balance for each other. So learn your love language, Dale. Type it into Google and learn your love language. Honestly, it's one of those things that they absolutely must be teaching this in school and reiterating in college as such. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to scroll up a bit. Okay, so we have Andrew. Can you make my wiener bigger? Okay, Andrew, well, you're a piece of shit, aren't you? So let's get rid of you, because you're a disgusting human being. No, I can't make your wiener bigger, but I can tell you what, any vagina can turn it to absolute slop, because you are a piece of crap. So, Andrew, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to suggest to you that you go and live an amazing life in the dumps. And perhaps stop being such a horrible person. Like, really, just stop being such a yucky human being, and that might be what helps you heal and become more understanding in this world. So let me just find that. So I do apologise about disgusting people like that. They are just disgusting. So yeah. So let's just block them, and let's just block them. Add them to the block list. Okay. So Jarlee, is the list long? Oh, it looks like the list is a bit long. Okay. Looks like a bit of Daisy. Oh, Crystal, Daisy. She's on the blanket watching the TV. Hi, Jayani, you're new here. Thank you for subscribing, darling. Thank you, darling. Okay. So Pinsum, let's find out some information for you. Absolutely, darling. I do try and go through the conversation as much as I can, but the conversation does get a bit scrolled and lost as such because there's so many commenting. So please, by all means, keep commenting. But at the end of the day, if I miss you, then I do apologise. Okay, I do apologise. You missed me? You missed me, did you, Crystal? Okay, so Pinsum. Yeah, I missed doing the readings, I really did. But yeah, I went through a really rough time. My dad went into hospital on the afternoon of 11th of December, and then he passed away by the 13th of December. So I then had to travel interstate to, go to his funeral and help organise it. So we buried him on the 22nd of December. So, it was a very sad Christmas. And then as we went into New Year, I wasn't really feeling, celebratory or whatever you want to call it. And then we decided that we were going to try and move house, which was fine. We applied for a couple of houses and boom, we got one, and boom, we were moving like 5 days later. It's like, oh, wow. Whew. So we moved house, and then my nephew passed away yesterday. So yeah, we just had a crazy couple of months. So yeah, so I am back, and I will get the rest of my setup up and going in the next few days when I find it. When I find it. So yeah. Oh, honestly, Crystal, we've got so much crap, and the place we've moved into has no cupboards, so I've got nowhere to store anything, and that's why I can't find half of anything. So yeah. So, Pinsum, let's have a look for some general information for you, love. Just some general information. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, Pinsum, here we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is all about celebrating life. Doesn't matter how big or small a triumph is, just enjoy your life. Even breathing is a wonderful thing. So celebrate your life. If you find yourself feeling down or out, depressious or anxious or anything like that, start to enjoy just the little things. Oh, you're exhausted, honey. I can feel that you're completely exhausted. Start to enjoy just the little things in life, okay? Because when you enjoy those little things in life, that's when you will enjoy the bigger things of life. Imagine it like a forest, okay? Inside of the forest, there is a gigantic tree. And in that gigantic tree has been there for years. But the gigantic tree only got to grow into the mighty oak as much as it did because it celebrated all the small successes. Yes, I got a little bit bigger. Yes, I got a little bit stronger. Yes, I have survived the summer. So celebrate all those little things in order to really appreciate the bigger things. Don't focus on those bigger things, okay? Because they just come. That's what happens. You start off small and you build up. So when it comes to you, love, if you've been struggling with that mentality that's been going on, then please, by all means, go smaller. Shrink it down and start to celebrate all of those little things that are going on inside of life. And when you find all of those little things, that's when you can express yourself better out into the world. So here we have the Eight of Wands, and it's like we have this cannon here, and we're firing out like a glitter bomb all of these wonderful things. So start to appreciate all those little things, like, oh, I saved 20 cents today, because that's going to help in the long run. You add that up over time and you get quite a lot of savings. When you celebrate just enjoying wearing a pair of pants that fit, that's a really good celebration for the physical side of yourself. So start to celebrate all those little things so that that bigger thing can come along, and then you can express yourself even more better. So, just really enjoy those grateful little things that you have. Yes, we all want to achieve something bigger, something better, something greater, etc., etc. But we only get there by appreciating all the little things first, and then the big thing just kind of happens. It just kind of works out on its own. So you've got some good stuff here, Dal, but bring yourself back to earth. On the earth, we have heaps, we have thousands of flowers, we have thousands of trees, we have, all these little things to be celebrated and enjoyed. So bring yourself back and then start to enjoy those little things, and then you will find the rest will just come, okay? So you've got some great expression coming into the future where you can really express yourself in a creative way, but you have to bring yourself back to the little things first, okay? So yeah. Can you pick my question, please? Tatiana, I can do a general reading for you. Absolutely, absolutely. So, Sonia, is it Sonia? I can't see this. I haven't got my chat set up properly and it's so teeny small. Sonali, absolutely. Can you do a reading for Maria? Oh, as soon as I said that, I felt like somebody stabbed me in the ear. Maria's not listening at the moment. Absolutely, I will do a reading for her, but she's in a place where she's feeling a bit defeated, maybe the word, like things are too hard. Oh, Crystal, you went from a 3-bedroom. Oh, here we go. We've got another retard in here, so we're going to block them. And then we're going to add them to the block list. Why do those, I don't even know why those people come in. They're just so yucky. Just go away. You're yucky. You're yucky. Yeah, you're yucky. Yeah, yep. Oh, God. Okay. So, who have I got next? Sonali. Yep, and then I'll get to you, Tatiana. Absolutely, absolutely. So Sonali, a reading for Maria. Yeah, as soon as I mentioned Maria's name, I got a like an itching sensation in my ear, like Maria knows they need to listen, but they're not listening. Like they're just in that really kind of, oh, it's not a bad place. It's like a defeated place where it's all become too hard. Like that's what's going on here. So let's find out what's going on for Maria. Interesting, interesting. So for Maria, here we have the Empress coming out, and it's like Maria's lost her old self. You know, the Empress is all about expression, getting in touch with your feminine or your masculine side, and feeling like you have some kind of power in this world. And Maria feels like that they've lost that, and this has come down to a financial thing. Okay, so I'm not sure if Maria's lost a business or has lost something that comes with value and worth. And there's just, I know this is going to sound really horrible, Sonali, but it's like they're being really immature with their emotions. Like, I'm glad I didn't think that was a dark place before, because this is not a dark place. This is just a defeated place. Okay, so yeah, so when it comes to Maria, they feel like they've lost their who they are, who's part of their identity, and this has come to a financial or a value and worth thing. But what they're going through is actually quite immature. So you know, when it comes to them, it's like they're good 1 minute and really, like, you know, they're turning the conversation towards them the next. So you know, when it comes to Maria, it may be time to just let Maria stand on you know, Maria's own 2 feet as such, because you know, when it comes to these people, what they're going through is truly valid. It's definitely, you know, part of their world, but sometimes we cannot possibly help them with that side of their world, because it's giving them some kind of secondary gain. It's giving them something that they desire, that they're kind of achieving in a negative way. So Maria's not a bad person, absolutely not. I feel like Maria's actually a very compassionate soul, but it's like there's just too much going out and not enough coming in. So you need to step away for just a couple of steps and just allow Maria to discover her own feet. Because when we trip and fall, we do need to find ourselves again, and we do need to find our own footing again, even when people help us up. Okay, we do need to work out how to balance and how to walk and how to just go, you know what, to see here we've got the Knight of Cups, and the figure has a walking stick, but they've got these really big high heel shoes on. So you wouldn't need the walking stick if you didn't have stupid shoes on. Okay, so yeah. So Maria's a good person, but Maria's lost part of their identity because of some sort of value or finance that's going on. So it will pass, darling, but allow Maria to stand on her own 2 feet. Okay, love? So Tatiana, you're still here? Oh, good. Oh, you'd like a general reading, Dal? Absolutely, absolutely. And then we have, yes, Crystal. This is my steampunk deck. I also have this deck that I've been working a lot with lately. So I'll show you this deck just before we get to Tatiana. Now this is my favorite deck, okay? So this is the deck I've been doing a lot of my readings with recently, and this is the black deck. So this is the blackest deck that's been created, and it's absolutely amazing. It's totally gorgeous, and I'm going to start doing readings around Ballarat as well. So this is my black deck, so everything is black. So yeah, so that's the deck I use when I'm doing my full readings as well. So it's absolutely gorgeous, and as you can see, like, you know, it's a lot bigger than the standard decks. Okay, so these cards are a lot thicker. They change energies very differently. So Tatiana, let's have a look what's going on for you. So my steampunk deck is just what I use while I'm going live, but my black deck, this is what I use when I'm doing my other readings. Absolutely love it. It's an amazing deck. So Tatiana, let's get to you, darling. Let's get to you. Heidi, yeah, I'm okay, love. I'm okay. I think I'm just a little bit, I feel a little bit selfish. I'm just sick of the world being sad. So that's what's happening with me at the moment. I'm just sick of the world being sad and, you know, yeah, just a little bit done with people dying at the moment. I know it's an uncontrollable variable. And for some reason, oh, somebody's got a very loud car out there. And for some reason, you need to book a proper reading with me. Absolutely, you do, darling. For some reason, I just knew that there was going to be death around me back in, I think it was back in maybe October. I had one of my uncles message me and he asked me to do a reading. And I actually predicted my own father's death in that reading, but I didn't realize it was actually him. And I even said to my uncle, you know, we've got a man here, he's in his 60s. I said he's been sick for a long time, you know. And that was really freaky when, you know, everything with my dad happened. And, you know, I even said that, you know, it was going to pass really, really fast and it was going to be a shock and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there was something inside of me that, like, this year I turned 40. And when I was doing the reading, I joked around and I said, oh God, I hope it's not my dad, because I didn't realize that it was. And because it's really hard to do readings for yourself because you only kind of see what you want to see, and that's why it's easier to do readings for other people. So yeah, so I actually predicted my own father's becoming deceased. And my partner said to me, he's like, oh, what do you want to do for your 40th? And I said to him, I said, I can't plan anything. I said, my life's changing. And he kind of looked at me a bit weird. And for some reason, I just knew that my family, like, wasn't going to be there. You know, it was just this bizarre sensation. Like, you know, I was kind of like, should I invite my dad or not? My dad's always a real dick at parties. And then it was like this message come through me saying he won't be there, so don't invite him. And I was like, okay, well, that's a bit weird. And then I did the reading for my uncle, which predicted, you know, this man passing away suddenly, very sick, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, like, you know, 6 weeks later he did. So, yeah, it's some uncanny stuff when you get a full reading, absolutely. So, yeah, so Tatiana, I won't leave you waiting any longer, my darling, okay? So here we go, love, here we go. Oh, gosh, we've got some sad cards coming out today, don't we? Oh, so Tatiana, you've gone through some really rough stuff. Here we have swords, swords, swords. Okay, now swords, swords, swords can be really, really rough, okay? So here we have the 4 of swords, and as you can see, we have a figure here with 3 swords on the wall, but there's 1 sword that this person is holding on to because they're waiting for these 3 swords on the wall to stab them. Now, this is a betrayal of trust from back in time. So this is back in the past, and this was one particular dark individual as well. And this one particular dark individual betrayed your heart. They hurt you so deep within your soul that even when you think of this person, your heart goes boom, 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 boom. Like you feel it deep within your heart. But when it comes to you, love, here we have the 7 of swords, okay? And we have this figure that has 5 swords in their hands and there's 2 swords behind them. Cut your losses, love, okay? You came out on top. You really did. As much as you may think, you know what, I didn't really. This is not about material items or anything like that. This is about the fact that you did come out on top, whether it was through experience, whether it was because you discovered who you were. It doesn't matter what the perception is, you came out on top. Don't worry about those two swords that got left behind. Bugger them off. You can go and make your own sword. So you've been cut really deeply, but you've also learnt now how to carry the sword from the sharp end and not be cut by the hand. So you have had some really valuable lessons in this. When it comes to this part of the deception, what I want you to do, Dar, I want you to grab a piece of paper, think of that memory, and then write down all of the good things that you discovered about yourself back in that time. So one of my exes took a baseball bat to my face and knocked out 9 of my teeth. And when I go back into that memory, because that was a really traumatic time in my life, and when I go back into that memory, I stand there and I think to myself, you know what, Trish, you've got some really good stuff to learn about yourself. So sure, I lost like all these teeth and I can't sing karaoke, or I couldn't in the first place because I have a whistle now because I've got so many holes in my mouth. But when I go back in time and I think about that time when it hurt so much and there was so much betrayal, I think, you know what? What was it that I was good at? And I am good at surviving. I was good at being strong. I was good at discovering that no one is ever going to hit me ever again. You know, so find all those good things about yourself from that past so that you can move on in the future and let go of those last two swords that have got you pinned down to those memories, okay, Dale? So write it all down. Go back to that horrible time and then write down all the good things about yourself because they are there. Perhaps you were just too caring at the time for the wrong situation. So that means that you are a carer, you are a nurturer, and these are good qualities in the right setting, okay? No worries, Sonali. No worries, darling. No worries. Thanks, Heidi. Thanks, Heidi. Okay, so who else have I gotten here? I have Mandy. Hi, Mandy. How are you, darling? Mandy Moody. That's a really cool last name, Moody. I used to know a lady, a set of twins actually in Haywood. That's where I was born and bred. They were the Moodies, and honestly, those two girls, they were one and the same. They were absolutely amazing, and they used to tell me stories about how they knew what each other was feeling and when they were feeling it and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Heidi, absolutely. Heidi, you can always ask a question to do with your son. Put it in the chat, Dale, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. So I have Chris here as well, and I have Manakshi. So yeah, Chris, I haven't forgotten you, darling. I haven't forgotten you. Okay, so Chris, let's do you right now, darling. Thanks for the hugs, Crystal. Thank you, darling. So Chris, may I please know about my future love life with the man I've been talking to? Oh, the heart gives a tingle and a flutter. Absolutely, of course. Let's find out what's going on. I'm actually going to switch up decks as well. I feel like these ones need a bit of a recharge since moving. So let's switch up the deck. Where's my decks? Oh, here we go. Aha, I wondered if the love deck would be up. There we go. Here we go. Ooh, that's a bit smaller. This is a normal size tarot deck. That's a steampunk tarot deck. So that's the normal size, okay? So they're a little bit bigger when it comes to length. So, and then this is my black deck. So this is a normal size deck. And this is my black deck, so huge difference when it comes to size. All right, Chris, let's find out some love. Now, this is the Art Nouveau deck, and this one's absolutely amazing when it comes to love messages. This deck was given to me for my 21st birthday, and I thought it was a bit random because I was a little bit spiritual when I was younger, but you know, I was more into like witchcraft and, you know, potions and all that sort of stuff. I'd watched way too many I've watched The Craft way too often back in the early 90s. And yeah, and one of my girlfriends gave me this for my 21st birthday, and she said that tarot cards should always be given, not purchased. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And yeah, and I never really used them until, probably about a year and a half ago. And I was always curious, but was really too lazy to learn the cards. That's all it came down to. And yeah, and there's a lot of learning to do, but once you learn them, whoo, oh my gosh. Okay, Chris, let's find out some future love life with the man I've been talking to. Let's have a squeeze. Oh, Wow, wow, this is amazing. Okay, so here we have the death card. Now, the death card is all about giving death to old self. So, with this new person that you're talking to, treat them for the person that they are, not the past hurts that they're not, okay? Because once you do that, it's going to end up really good, as in you guys are lovers. Whoop, 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 whoop. And this will lead to what we call the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is a representation that in order for you guys to be the lovers, this is not going to be an easy relationship, okay? So don't think this is something like out of a Walt Disney movie, because it's not. You have to let go of your old self, okay? So you have to let your guard down and let this person in. Let them help you a bit and you're going to help them. This is an equal part opportunity. But understand also that this is a triumphant relationship. So this is a really good relationship, but you do have a lot of hurdles in front of you yet before you reach that triumphant stage. So if you guys are meant to be together forever, then please be patient, because there's many mountains to climb just here, and it's all green at the start and all lovey-dovey. Then it'll go a little bit weird and brown and grey and you're not quite sure. But once you push through those old boundaries, those old sceneries as such, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So keep pushing through. Guess what? You guys are going to hurt each other with difference of opinions. It's inevitable. But at the end of the day, a relationship is truly strong and lasting and worthy when you can work through it together and still give each other a hug and a kiss later on that night. Never go to bed angry and always say, I love you. So this is a good relationship, Dale. This is a good relationship, but only when you give death to your old self and understand that this is not going to be the easiest of relationships, okay? You've got mountains to climb, but you will be triumphant when you get through those mountains. So if this person is struggling with some stuff, just be patient, just be nurturing, go in from different directions, okay? So, oh, hang on, we've got another wanker, block them. So yeah, just be nurturing towards their needs and be nurturing towards yours as well, okay? There you go, darling. This is looking like a good one for you, Chris. Woo! I like it. Let me know how you go. Let me know how you go. Crystal, you're drinking cranberry juice. Oh, that's because you haven't been very well lately or something, isn't it? Like you've been crook or something? We recommend cranberry juice when people give up smoking because it flushes all the toxins out of the body. So yeah. So yeah, if you guys want a reading, just pop your question in the chat or just say, can I please have a general reading? Okay, so absolutely, Crystal. True relationships, doesn't matter if it's with someone else or with yourself, it takes time, it takes energy, and you do have to work at it. Okay, so Anna, if possible, could I please, I'd like to know my love life for the next 3 months. I'm single. Well, Anna, oh, I feel like I want to say Anna, let's have a talk about you. Okay. Oh, Crystal, you've got a UTI. Oh, gosh, got to look after yourself, honey. Stay warm. Stay warm. Flush it out and stop eating junk food. Okay. Oh, Crystal, you want a lover reading? Easy done. So I will do Anna and Crystal, and then I do have to trundle off, okay, guys? Because I am busy today. And then I will be back next week, okay? Unless something goes to shit again, which happens. Okay, so Anna, let's find out what's going to happen with your love life in the next 3 months. Okay. Interesting. So with your love life, Dale, I'm just going to have to say this, okay? Because I always do honest readings. So with your love life, you've got some wounds of your own, okay? Now, the problem with some of these wounds is, see how we've got the sword here, but the red is still flowing. So with these wounds, you're still cutting yourself with these wounds, okay? So do some work on yourself, love, okay? Because when we work on ourselves, that's when our true energy comes out, because some of these wounds that are hurting you are really, really deep. See how the blood flows just here? Okay, now when it comes to these wounds also, they're coming down to value and worth. Now your value and worth is not in the material item, and it's also not in the way of telling, showing people what you're worth, okay? It does not work for you, because this is the crossover card, this one. So these wounds from the past are still causing you to bleed, but you don't have to prove yourself via what you earn, what you work for, what you have, or based on other people's opinions of you. So that can be a really, really tough one, okay? For you in particular, love, you're the Knight of Swords at the moment. So this one's all about you. You're the Knight of Swords. You're going to start to dabble in that side of love, okay? You're going to start to dabble in it. But understand that anything that does come along is not going to be really solid and really long term at the moment. And the reason is because this sword here, the one that's cut you so deeply in the past, you're slowly learning how to turn it into a cape. That's what you're learning to do, how to make it work for you. So any relationships that do come along in the next 3 months, have some fun with, okay? But don't think that they're Prince Charming or you know, Princess Ida or something like that, and that you're going to be together forever. Just have some fun with your own self, your own life and your own energies, in order to discover your how to use your sword properly. Rather than holding it so close that it cuts you, you can use it to perhaps, you know, eat some veggies or something like that. So use this part of yourself. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You really don't. It's not going to come down to how much money you earn or what beautiful couch you have. And it's not based on, you know, showing people what you've achieved. Bugger them. Do this all for yourself, love, okay? Do it all for yourself, okay? Hi, Bowen Bubbles. How are you, darling? You can ask a question, love, but I am signing off in just a few minutes, but I will be back next week, okay, Dal? Thank you for the subscribe, and I will be back next week, and as soon as I go live, you'll get a notification, and I'll be able to answer your question then, darling. So we have Crystal up next. We're going to do a lover reading for her. No worries, Anna. Sending love and light, darling. So we're going to do a little reading for Crystal, and then I do have to trundle off today, guys, but I will be back next week. So if you like, subscribe, whatever else it is, blah, 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 you'll get a notification next time I go live. Okay? So Crystal, let's find out some stuff for you, darling. Oh, it's getting warmer in here. Ooh, interesting, Crystal, interesting. There is a connection. There is absolutely a connection going on here. But this connection is an emotional connection. So this connection that you've got coming into your life, and it's still a little bit farther away, okay? It's only when the sun shines that it will come through. So this connection is here, okay? There is an emotional connection with someone, but they're not ready for you just yet, okay? That's the difference that we've got here. This connection, you actually already know. Good on you, Heidi. Good on you, Heidi. This connection you already know, okay? So this connection is really, really good. But this connection also brings out your feminine side. So that's a really good thing. It's like they bring you down out of the rafters just a little bit so they can balance you out. But this connection, like I said, is not quite shining just yet. So this is the crossover card here. So it's not quite shining just yet. You already know this person. And in time, so give it time. Be really, really patient. In time, there will be an establishment of a relationship, and it will be very triumphant. It will be very equal. It will be very rewarding, okay? So you actually already know someone that you have a connection with. Now, these connections can be very, very small. They can be just a simple hello or a tingle or a flutter of the heart, but this connection is not quite ready for you just yet, and you're going to have to go back into your feminine side. So you're going to have to go into that side of yourself that perhaps you're a little bit uncomfortable with, where you allow somebody else to look after you, or you allow somebody else to do something for you or help you out in some way. And once you do that, that's when this connection will start to flourish into something that's a bit more triumphant, a bit more solid, and rewarding for all parties, okay? So you actually already have the connection, okay? You dreamt of someone and I felt that I knew but never met. Honestly, there's your connection. It's already starting. So when I met my partner that I'm with now, so his name is John, when I met him, it was like, I don't know, I felt like I'd known him for years, like I'd known him my whole life. And then I went and had a reading done. Now, this reading was really bizarre. I went to Bendigo to get this reading because I was in a really rough place at the time, and I'd only just met John. And I went to have this reading done, and I drove down this dirt road for like, easy 4 or 5 kilometers, and I got to this house in the middle of nowhere, and I thought, oh my God, this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in Australia. And this lady met me at the door, and she looked like an old librarian. She had the bun on top of her head, and, you know, was really skinny and gaunt, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get murdered, I'm going to die here. And anyway, she did this reading, and she said that I'd already met someone, and I had, and what had happened was I was on a dating site, and I'd already come across John's profile 5 years earlier, and he'd sent me a message back then, and I ignored it. And the reason why I ignored it is because his photo made him look like he was like 20 years old, and he just looks really young for his age. That's all it was. And yeah, and then later on, after the reading, I actually met John because I was like, oh, well, whatever. The profile says he's 30 odd. And I met him, and he does just look really young for his age. So there was a connection already there, but I didn't realize it because he had sent me a message like about 5 years previously. And I just went, nah, you know, just kind of ignored it, but didn't, you know, connect the dots. So yeah, so there is someone there that you've already met, Dal, and the connection will grow, but they're not quite ready for it just yet. Okay, love? So thank you everybody for joining in. I will be back next week, so please like, subscribe, share, blah blah blah, you know, the usual stuff. And hopefully I'll have some more stuff set up by the time I come back. All right, lovelies, see ya.